everybody, this is Mr. Crafty, and today we are doing another type of analysis videos, and we have two people here. If you guys would like to introduce yourself.
I'm Billy.
I'm Kamui.
And yes, you have seen Billy before. You know, I've renowned him as the god of Naruto, but every god needs their right hand man, and this is Kamui. And
I'm God's disciple. I'm new here. Please don't bully me. I'm sensitive.
Yeah, he's very sensitive. He's very sensitive. Yeah. So, I believe last video, Billy, your hero was our Kakuzu versus Jiraiya video. It was more like a dog stomp, but you were there for that one, am I right?
Yeah, where Jiraiya curb stomped him. No negative difficulty.
Yeah.
The eye slit.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kakuzu. All right. And this ain't a power scaling video. This is just talking. We're basically gonna be talking about the philosophy of Naruto, not as the series, as the literal character Naruto. And yeah. So if you guys would like to reintroduce yourself, if you'd like to, Conway, you want to go first since you're new?
Sure. I love Naruto. I love the philosophy of Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm ready to support my boy Crafty. Like and subscribe.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that was good from the beginning. A nice like and subscribe from the beginning. All right, and Billy, yeah, anything you wanna say about yourself that you haven't already said?
Billy. I know a lot of Naruto stuff. Like and subscribe.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So where do we start? Where do we start? So I'm pretty sure we should start with Kid Naruto at the beginning. Let's just start with let's start about it. All right. So let's just all right. So Naruto's goal was to be the Hokage. Everyone knows that, and you do learn later on why is his goal to become Hokage is because he wants respect. He wants people to respect him because his whole village despises him for being the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails that ravaged their land, killed their fourth Hokage. It basically did a bunch of bad shit, and since he's the Jinchuriki of said beast, he's despised upon, and no one there. And since like the people that were there to witness it, their parents, do not want their kids to be around that. It leaked through the kids, and Naruto has just always been alone. He's just always been alone, no matter what, and that's why he wants to be never respected upon. He wants to be the Hokage so he can earn that respect. You guys want to elaborate on that a little more for like the basic of Kid Naruto's philosophy?
Sure. I can jump in. So yeah, what Crafty is saying is completely true. Naruto, since the day he was born, has been an outcast in Konoha for 12 years, living in squalor. He has no family or friends, a very distant relationship with the third Hokage Hiruzen, very infrequently checking in on this orphan who has no idea why everyone in the village vilifies him. They hate his guts, and he doesn't know why. So he sort of sees the position as Hokage as something to demand respect and acknowledgement. So it plants the seed inside of Naruto. Okay, this is what I want. This is how I feel my life should be. If I become Hokage, people will stop bullying me, essentially. And over the series, we can see how that idea, that seed flourishes into bringing about not only understanding why the villagers were the way they were, but he wants to unite everyone and to just bring world peace to the ninja world.
Yeah, and
I think a very important point of something that he brought up was that Naruto was 12. And people will bring up the fact that, he got a place to live. That's pretty awesome, right? No. I mean, he had nobody to babysit him. It's not like he wasn't checked in on him, like Kamui said. He was living on his own as a 12-year-old. He would go out, see kids play with their parents and play with each other. None of them would play with him. Then he would be stuck at home alone afterwards, where he beat himself up with clones.
Oh yeah,
and ate
fun
bad,
fact. Wait,
ate bad food.
let me jump in there before I want to jump into that. It was confirmed in Baruto when Kawaki said that, like, he just mentioned, having shadow clones would be good to beat off steam and, take out steam, and like Naruto's like, oh yeah, I've done that before. That just shows that even after, like, Naruto would join Team 7 and, had a family, at least story one, he still had problems he dealt with. Like,
I mean, it's so
relate to
true.
that
Yeah.
trauma. He could relate to that trauma on a very deep level, and he just saw a part of himself in Kawaki in that moment, and he was just basically saying, "Yeah, been there, done that. It's not worth it."
yeah, and I'm sorry about Billy. I just wanted to, I just love that fact. Like, even the one thing Barto does right is actually, it does kind of elaborate on some of these aspects. That's one thing Barto does do right, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Like Hokage Naruto is basically just reeks of wisdom and experience.
Yeah, he's actually pretty intelligent.
Whenever he talks, you just get the feeling of like wisdom coming from him. Like, he's the guy that's talking that has been there and done all these things. And like, it's especially relevant with like Kawaki, who he sees himself in.
Yeah, honestly, Kawaki tried to do us all a favor and kill Barto. He tried. Anyway.
Yeah, we see this literal sage have such wisdom and life experience, and we wonder how he got to that point in Boruto. In Naruto, we see him, the opening shot on the swing set. It's iconic.
Oh yeah.
It makes me wonder how many, like, classes graduated from the Ninja Academy while Naruto silently observed from the shadows, just swinging in solitude. He probably saw from like the age of 6 or 7, becoming a shinobi is a good way of being accepted.
Oh yeah, that's, it's something I like to say before we get back to that. Naruto, something like I really like about the Naruto, and that something that something, this is, I guess, a little dog shit. Naruto would have never cheated in an exam to, like, rank up, like, become a shonin, yeah, because he wanted to earn that respect. Like, but Barto, he would cheat, he would, know what I mean, like, Naruto's not he wants to feel like he actually earned it, not like get a temporarily moment of fulfillment, you know what I mean?
We actually like see this too. He could like cheat on the written test like everybody else was doing, and instead of doing it, he denied it. He like denied Hinata's help and just didn't write anything down on the paper because he didn't want anybody's help to pass.
Yeah. So
which, ironically, Ibiki set up that exam to see how well people could basically covertly cheat without getting caught, and because Naruto flat out refused the rules of that system, he is basically saying that no matter the parameters, even if it would be in my self-interest, I am not going to be dishonest. I am going to work hard and get there on my own volition, my own, like, sweat and blood. Not the easy way.
Yeah, and like, also another thing, actually going back to the Shonin exams, I feel like a really important moment for Naruto's philosophy or character was him versus Neji.
It was like a battle of destiny. Like, is this guy going to be destined to stay a loser? Or is he going to be destined to be alone and be corrupted by this fox? Or is he going to be able to break that fate and do something about it? And I think that, like, him beating Neji, definitely symbolized the fact that he doesn't accept fate and that he's going to punch fate right in the face. And we actually see him do that in the end. He actually ends the cycle. So he was right all along.
And it's something that was I really liked about that fight. It's like, Neji was this like prodigy child, even among his own clan, that could do stuff no one else could, and Naruto was just this kid no one even loved, and he still beat him. Like Neji had all this support and help, but Naruto had literally no one but himself.
I mean, that fight is a bit contentious because people will say, oh, well, of course Naruto won. He was using Kurama. But Kurama, having his power, he even directly states, as a, bijou, is not a good thing. It is the most double-edged of swords possible. It hurts Naruto much more than it does benefit him, because every time he has the QB burst out of him and he gets super strong, he ends up hurting tragically people that he loves. He almost killed his mentor Jiraiya and Sakura
I'm doing something.
in the
quiet,
four-tail
please?
state,
Like,
and he lost control, and
we're almost
he
done.
might have gone on more rampages if he transformed in other scenarios besides the pain fight, if he became the Six Tails while Yamato couldn't suppress him.
No,
So
I'm almost done. Like, can you stop yelling at each other?
Definitely
Like,
a power
talk,
up, but it's a very costly.
I don't care if you always watch movies,
and
don't make that
it's
loud.
not so obvious.
Yeah, and and going back to the QB thing, it also physically hurts him. Just like the four-tailed cloak literally burns him alive while he's constantly healing and even constantly burning him alive. That's another it's mentally, it could also do stuff to him as well as even physically. Oh my god,
I mean, it's like he said, it's stated to look like it's protecting him, but it's actually physically harming him. And in the fight with Pain, he actually is afraid that he killed Hinata too. That was one of the first things he did when he regained consciousness. It's just where's Hinata? And he was super relieved to find out that he didn't kill her. So you get the idea that when he resorts to using the Nine Tails, just bad things happen. And the Nine Tails gains more control over Naruto's mind each time.
Yeah. Actually, I think we're branching off a little too much into I kind of want to first do you think we've finished covering the kid Naruto? Do you think there's anything else we should go over for his philosophy? Probably should we?
I can quickly say something.
Okay.
So as an audience, we doubt whether or not Naruto will reach his dream of becoming Hokage, and we see Naruto shares our reservations about this. All that we know for certain is this kid has ambition and a warrior spirit. In the Land of Waves, he is confronted by a kid, Nari, who lost his father to Gato, and he's basically saying, what do you know about pain and suffering? I lost my dad. You come around with this optimistic attitude. What do you know about me and suffering? And so he's confronted by that even as a kid, and he just has to grin and bear it. And Tsunade even places a bet, even though it's with some good intentions. She bets against this kid's dream coming to fruition.
That's
so everyone doubts her. Everyone doubts him.
No.
And I think that we should bring up, it'd be a disservice not to bring up Zabuza.
Oh yeah.
And
I feel like you should, Billy. I feel like you should cover Zabuza. You have very, very, good. You've had very good things to say about him. I think it's really good for you to cover.
Just for this video in particular, since we're not going over Zabuza as a person, I'm just gonna talk about his impact on Naruto. Him seeing that shinobi often use each other as tools, really disturbed him. He didn't realize that's what reality was. And the fact that he made Zabuza, this heartless man, or seemingly heartless man, cry, and remember, like, this is a kid, it's not a tool. I think it says a lot about the way Naruto sees things and the way he's able to persuade people. But it also made him decide on his ninja way. After his fight with Zabuza, he made his Nindo.
Yeah. You know, I feel like I want to cover some before we move on to, like, I guess teenager Naruto. I want to, like, a lot of people, like, make jokes about the talk no jutsu or say it's an ass pull, but, like, if we're being honest, it's actually very, narratively speaking, it's the most un-ass pully thing in all of Naruto, because that is literally what Naruto is. He views the world a lot differently than most people, or he views them like other people, but he helps it. Like, him talking to people and understand, he wants to, like, how he wanted to understand Nagato, he wants to understand his enemies. Most of the time they come out to be a lot like him, so he wants to help guide them with ways how it's helped him. Like, you guys know what I'm saying, right?
100%, yeah. I mean, he definitely tries to persuade people with the experience that he gathered. He just wants to help.
Yeah, so talk no jutsu is actually the most consistent thing that could even be in Naruto. It's even narratively, it's practically his ability. Like, I don't like it when people say it's like an asshole. It's really not.
Well, let me just provide context for this. Persuasion is Naruto's, like, talent, I would say. Besides being able to work like a monster. He is summoned from Mount Myoboku, and he is in the remnants of the Leaf Village. Pain has just annihilated everything. He is in Sage mode, so he can see that Kakashi has been killed, Jiraiya has been killed beforehand, and he would have every right to just straight up murder Nagato. But he doesn't, and that's intentional. He wants to become Hokage, not so he can just suppress people that oppose him, which is what Pain was doing. Just out of brute strength, he wants to really understand them. And ever since the Pain arc, Naruto sees all of his foes as obstacles for himself, because he says at the Samurai Bridge, how can I become a Hokage if I can't save one friend? That seems sort of naive, but what Naruto is really saying is he values everyone equally. Everyone is his comrade, everyone is his friend. He doesn't want to leave anyone behind, and so he will go to any length to save them. And so even if they have, like, pointed weapons towards him, he will at least try and understand their situation first.
Yeah, I gotta say that's, like, I don't know, that's one of my best parts about Naruto. That's one of my favorite things about Naruto.
Me too.
I think that would wrap up, I guess, Kid Naruto. Let's move on to more of, like, the teenager or like Shippuden Naruto's, like, how he evolved from that. So, here, I'll just start off by saying something. So, like, we kind of already went over, Kid Naruto, part 1 Naruto, he started out, he wanted to be Hokage because he wanted to earn the respect of the village. He wanted not to be this evil demon that everyone feared for no reason. He didn't do anything to deserve it, so he wanted to. Now, most people say that's selfish, which on a baseline sense, it could sound selfish, but if we're being honest, it's not really selfish. What people were doing to him was selfish, so, that's the way I view it. But, like, going on to the Shippuden, Naruto has learned what it means to be Hokage, and he knows to be Hokage is not to be for yourself to earn respect, but it's to help your friends, your village, your comrades, help the world be a better, safer place. He doesn't want to be Hokage for respect, because within the time of Shippuden, he's already earned the respect of his people. Like, it's kind of funny how even like someone like Sasuke was also viewed as like a somewhat prodigy. He was viewed as a very, good ninja, a very loved ninja. And throughout the story, they're like, the way how they viewed each other in part one swapped in Shippuden. It literally swapped. And like even the events of what happened in Shippuden still carry on within Barto to this day. So the fact that Naruto subconsciously earn the respect of his village, and the fact that sometimes he didn't even notice it was happening. He just really kind of gave up on the goal for himself, but to mostly be Hokage for others. I think that's a good, start, like introduction. Would you guys, who wants to take over? Billy, you want to take over for this one, for the start?
I think that is a very good way to start it, because one big difference between part 1 and part 2 is his resolve changes. Like, especially in reference to the pain fight in particular, he realizes that fighting for power and fighting for yourself will make him no different than Pain. And that in order to, even if he did beat Pain in terms of power, that he would still lose because you'd end up just like him. And he might just build another enemy to come back and fight him later that would hurt more of his friends. So he needed to come back, he needed a better answer. And after kind of thinking about Jiraiya's teachings, he understood that in order to connect, in order to win against Pain, he needs to figure out how to connect people. Instead of making yourself strong and taking revenge, it's not about power anymore. It's about understanding. And that's why, after he found out about how Itachi actually was, he felt so bad for Sasuke that he had an anxiety attack in the snow. Because he just was thinking about how Sasuke felt. He wasn't, and that's why he said that he can't beat Sasuke with power, is because he knew that he needed to change his mind. He can't just fight him.
And and also another thing, kind of going off by the Sasuke Itachi thing, even in my opinion, Itachi's one of the most well-written characters in Naruto, but even the brief encounters with, Naruto and Itachi helped mold his character. Itachi was this person that really thought Naruto could have helped Sasuke, and he would always ask him, why? Why are you doing this? What are you going to do if you find him? How are you going to deal with him? And, their encounters really, even Edo Itachi's, especially I think one of Edo's Itachi's encounters, right, was was such a big push to showing how Naruto has changed. At least I think.
Yes. Once Itachi's secret comes out that he was a double agent, as he's revived from his Edo Tensei, he basically admits, Naruto, I see a lot of myself in you, and the path you're going down, burdening yourself with all of the weight and not divvying it up amongst your friends and comrades, it isn't the way to go. Just being the strongest, knowing the most jutsu, that isn't going to help you succeed in your goal. He wasn't directly referring to being Hokage, but in order to stop Sasuke, he needed to have a lot more than just raw power, which is, I think, where Itachi admits he failed, and he sees that in Sage Mode Kabuto too. He looks at him, he reminds me of me, and using Izanami, he just changes his entire worldview. Naruto just didn't need that extreme measure to live out lifetimes.
Yeah, that honestly, Naruto with Izanami, holy shit.
I think it would have been over in 10 seconds.
Yeah, bro, the whole war would have Madara would probably still be alive. He'd be just chilling. Kage would have never happened. It would just be over. Even Momoshiki is just a dick. But the whole war would have ended a lot sooner. Obito would probably still be around. There'd be a lot of good things would have happened. That should be a video.
I think one important thing that was mentioned was that he didn't need Kodo on Sasuke like he was intending because he had faith in Naruto.
Oh yeah, that was something. Yeah. Which he should have used a lot sooner. He should have used Kodo Matsukami on like Donzo or something a hell of a lot sooner. But like whatever, we're not gonna kick a dead man in the balls. He did the best he could.
He's been through enough.
Yeah,
Leave him alone.
He did the best he could. You know, he just didn't think about that. But like going back to the talking about like the Nagato and like something about like Naruto that really changed that after his encounter with Nagato is how to deal with Obito. Like after like Nagato, he really accepted Naruto. Like he himself, Nagato was seen as gonna be the child of prophecy, right? He was gonna be Naruto. He was literally Naruto 1.0. Yeah, he was. Okay, so he was Naruto 2.0, so Obito was like Naruto 1.0. But like he was basically Naruto 2.0, and like, but it failed. And we know what happened, but like, seeing Naruto not wanting to kill him, seeing him like, how he acted and even like brought everyone back to life in sacrifice of his own life, he truly thought Naruto was this child of prophecy, and he would have carried out his dream. And that experience Naruto went through truly helped him with dealing with Obito. Like how Obito was basically like the first Naruto in a sense, but he was like, and it was Naruto and Obito would always tell him like basically, I am you and I know exactly how you're gonna turn out, and might as well just start now so you don't like have to go through the same as me. And Naruto always said no. That's like how we were talking about before the video. We were saying like Naruto's resolve, one of his new resolves was to never go back on his comrades, to always be there for them and always help them. And that, that would even piss off Obito of how much of a child he was. But looking back on it, he was not being a child. He was probably one of the most mature people there. I don't know, like I feel like the encounter of Nagato really truly helped him with Obito.
Well, if I can jump in, you're absolutely right. So when Edo Nagato appears, he, as alive, already admitted that, my philosophy was wrong. He admits to Naruto, I was a failure. I bestow this burden upon you to change the world. I guess I wasn't the person for the job. In that time span, Naruto does a lot more than just master Kurama's chakra. What he does is fight the literal embodiment of his darkness that everyone has, his inner demon, besides Kurama. And once he overcomes that, he is able to truly understand himself a lot more. In fact, perfectly. So, once he is confronted with someone like Obito, his resolve at that point, at the start of the war, like how he got to the battlefield through the approval of the Hokage, and through just surpassing the Raikage, Obito basically puts him in a position where so many people are just dropping like flies, and he basically pleads with Naruto not to be a hypocrite. If I may quote it, he is standing atop the Jubi, and he is saying, "Say those words again. Say, I will never let my comrades die. As the bodies of your comrades grow cold in your arms, take in their deaths. Say those words again." And that is the most powerful test to Naruto's resolve, because he has already conquered his own inner demons, but now he's wondering, am I going about this war the right way? And if it wasn't for Hinata's intervention, it's very questionable if Naruto would have remained true to his ninja way. Um, it's very possible he could have actually conceded and just gone along with the infinite Tsukiyomi.
Now that's a what if story someone should make. Really, but no, you're right. And I think to wrap up Teen Naruto, I think it's probably best if we probably talk about the how his interaction of like Hagoromo, Kaguya, and the final Valley event Sasuke. Um, so who wants to go over his and Hagoromo? I'll say, listen, I actually really love Hagoromo as a character. So when Naruto basically died, like he just died, right? He was approached by the literal god of their verse, Hagoromo Otsutsuki. And he gave him, like, told him, you're the reincarnation. He basically just told him everything, and he like even was even given he had to sit down with all the Biju. They all talked to him. It was a good moment altogether, right? But the thing about that whole thing was Hagoromo, and on the separate side, Hagoromo was also talking to Sasuke, but that's irrelevant. I just want to mention that. He was trying to learn, like, what is Naruto, like, what is his goal here? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? What is, like, why are you doing this, right? He didn't, he probably would have not cared all too much if he would have said something more the lines of Sasuke did, but he wanted to know, okay, who am I giving my power to? Who's gonna hopefully save the day? And Naruto's answer to him, telling him how he was going to change the world, what's his motives, really, I feel like it really certified his relationship with Hagoromo, and in return certified his relationship with the Biju, because even Kuruma, the toughest bastard of them all, the one that literally, not joking, killed practically all of his Jinchuriki, even he looks to Hagoromo as a father. The Hagoromo, I guess in a way accepting Naruto and even liking his goal, I feel like it really even pushed his relationship to even help with how all the Biju even personally did want to help him. Even we see this in Baruto, he casually has meetings with them, and they all see him, even Son Goku, who doesn't even like humans, actually likes Naruto. So I feel like that was a really good for his character and showing his resolve and his philosophy. You guys want to add anything on to that, Hagoromo?
Yeah, sure. One important thing about Hagoromo is he brings up Naruto's resemblance to Ashura. And, Naruto already knew. He wasn't even shocked. He already knew that ever since he was a sage, that he had Ashura clinging to him and Indra clinging to Sasuke. In a way, that kind of reinforced to Naruto that power isn't the answer, and that he needs Sasuke to understand him. He needs to persuade him. And chakra is like a binding force that connects all life on the planet, and humans too. And the reason why Naruto even gained an amp the way he did from Hagoromo is because of his connection to everybody. It's because of his will to help and connect to everybody. It's actually stated in the data book that the amp would have been basically non-existent if it was given to anybody else other than Naruto, basically.
Wow.
I cannot overstate the importance of what Billy just said. In fact, Indra was gifted all of Hagoromo's talents and dojutsu prowess, while Ashura, his inferiority was made up by actually connecting with the people of the earth, in a literal sense. That is what shifted the power and equalized it, in Hagoromo's words.
Yeah. Now, I don't think it's really too much to cover over Kaguya, the importance of her, but I feel like I feel like Kaguya also being, in a sense, their grandmother in a way, also, like, you guys have been talking about a lot, so for the fact that, he is Ashura and, Sasuke is Indra, and how they, he could, like, he was gonna have to fight him eventually and wasn't gonna be with power. Like, I feel like, having another Otsutsuki there, was just like another, kind of like a push. Like, okay, like this, like it wasn't letting him forget who they were. You know what I mean? Like, that's like probably the best thing, Kage kind of did for Naruto in terms of that sense.
I mean, it all started with Kaguya, and
Oh
it had
yeah,
to end with her too.
yeah, it did. And it was like kind of like an end of the cycle, which a lot of people do bring up. The end of was it the is it the Dharma site? The Dharma, like, what's it? Is it the Dharma or is it the
Samsara
yeah,
is
Samsara cycle? So that's something else. Um, and I guess to wrap up Teen Naruto, we should probably go over his final battle with Sasuke in the Valley of the End. So who wants to go over this? This masterpiece. Who wants
man,
to?
isn't it a masterpiece? It's so good. Um,
Do you
you
actually,
basically see
Billy, Conway? I want you both to do this. I feel like you both could easily. Both you guys easily want to go at this. So you guys decide who wants to go at it first.
I'll let you do the honors first.
Okay.
And let's do this.
Well, this is definitely not a clash of power in the Final Valley. Like, it's flashy and everything, but the battle doesn't end with flashiness. It ends with resolve and people working hard to achieve their goals. Like, Sasuke believes that what he's doing is right, and Naruto believes that what he's doing is more right. And it's definitely just a clash of ideology. It's a clash of whose idea is better. Like, whose idea is gonna work. Naruto wants to form the world together through persuasion and through getting along, and Sasuke just doesn't think that's possible. And in the end, Naruto ends up beating Sasuke through the help of everybody that was there for him.
And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like, of course, everyone actually did notice this. When doing the final Rasengan and final Chidori, right? They did, and that eventually lost their arms. We see everyone it goes back to this sense on the Ashura have his links with everyone, literally everyone, the entire verse. It literally lended him his power. Like, they were all there for him, and that would have been totally the opposite. If we started part 1 Naruto and part 1 Sasuke did this, it would have been the total opposite. Everyone would have been on, it just shows how much Naruto really changed and how much people grew on him because of his ways. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but actually there was one person on Sasuke's side. We actually do see Itachi. Yeah, Itachi. That broke my heart. That
It is documented very nicely in the anime.
Yeah. So, Conway, you want? Now it's your. Would you like to tackle the final valley?
Absolutely. So, as Billy said, it is not all about who can perform the most jutsu, who's the most physically stronger, who's got more stamina. It does get like that last part, but really, the monologue or the dialogue exchange that they have once they've gone into their Kyuubi and Susanoo avatars respectively, and they're talking with each other, you realize that Sasuke viewed Naruto as just a hindrance, but he saw the value in the connections he was making, but he couldn't bring himself to do that. And he admits that the way Naruto bonded with people, the way he fought so obsessively to try and convince and persuade Naruto or Sasuke to return to the leaf, he deems that as the reason why he lost the battle. He was trying to go about a literal revolution in a completely different way than Naruto. And long story short, he considers Naruto's approach a lot better, and he's willing to die for it. He says, take, my Renegon ad, implant it in Kakashi or someone. Um, I admit it, I lose. And Naruto, being emboldened by that, responds with, "You idiot, did you not hear anything I just said? It hurts me when I see people in pain. Like, I want to protect my comrades. I want to just protect people in general. And so, seeing you suffer like that, isolating yourself, I don't want you to go through that." And it brings them both to tears. And it's one of the most heartfelt emotions uh, given off by the entire series.
Better than the fight.
Oh yeah, much better.
So Kirin was a nice touch.
Oh yeah.
I love that in the anime.
Yeah. Then Barto. And Barto fucked it up. I think that would wrap up now Teen, Shippuden. Now, though how much we do dog shit on Barto, I think it's only there is, in terms of Naruto's philosophy and his character, there are really good moments. So I think it's only fair to end this off of just going over what has changed or what's even stayed the same for Naruto and Barto.
We can touch on Barto.
So, do you think he changed for the better? Like, did he change at all? Let's go over that. What do you guys think? Did he change at all?
He changed, but in a good way. He grew up. He's still himself. At a very core level, he's the same little kid that he was before. But he's just more mature and reeks wisdom. Like, he is the same way, he just understands people more, and he understands how to deliver a message better. He understands the importance of family and the importance of having people by you at all times. And he sees himself in Kawaki, and where everybody else is just like, let's lock him up, and Naruto's just like, that is not a good idea. Let me watch over him. It's because he imagines, like, that's what they did to him, and he doesn't want to see that happen to anybody else.
Yeah. And
Billy just brought up something that I'd like to just touch on real quick. Naruto, it is so true, as a Hokage, considers everyone in the Leaf his family, just like Hiruzen. So much so that he devotes himself utterly, mind, body, and soul, to being Hokage. And so, I know everyone jokes around and memes about the whole birthday cake when the shadow clone evaporates, it gets fallen on the floor. But he is just wearing himself out, trying to support all of his family, that he on occasion forgets about his own, ironically. But that isn't him being necessarily a bad father. It's just he's pushing himself too much again, and he sort of needs to learn the balance. He learned that when he didn't have a personal family. Now he needed to learn that when he has a relationship with Hinata, with Himawari, and Barto.
Yeah. I feel like, and a lot of people, I feel like Hokage and Naruto is, in a way, if they would have just kind of, it's probably the perfect ending to Naruto's story. Like, not Barto, but him as we see him. It's probably a perfect ending to how Naruto is. Like, it was like
he reached his goal.
His goal. He never wavered from his resolve. He always learned how, and he's literally, in a sense, a perfect world leader too. Like, just imagine if he was like our president or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
No, but just imagine,
I think he'd be damn good at negotiating diplomacy.
Oh hell yeah! We wouldn't even be in an oil crisis right now.
He'd be able to talk too.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't fall down from walking downstairs. That's for sure. No,
Send a clone out to every nation.
oh shit, yeah, just make
Oh,
deals with
everyone.
everyone. But no, and another thing, guys, like, a lot of people do kind of shit on saying like they've gotten like weaker or something like that. But like something you brought up, the fact that he's always exhausted because he's always exhausting his resources on everyone
Yes.
else. Like he's like 100% 24/7. That's gonna hurt. So
He is taking care of everyone in that village. Like, if you take a look at Konoha at the part 1, comparing it to Boruto,
oh, it's hell.
it
It's
has
so much.
just, like, revolutionized.
They have technology now.
Yeah.
Like they literally went from this always boggles me. They went from like old shit to literally futuristic technology. Like why wasn't Naruto Hokage sooner? Like
It was all because of that kid's dream who everybody laughed at. Everyone thought wasn't going to succeed. And not only did he succeed, but Sanin, who blatantly, bet against him, and his own sensei Kakashi both became Kages as a result of Naruto's ambition. Like, I can't just understate how important this dream was to him, and how it's not just about being a political leader, it is about just being true to yourself and not giving up.
Something else I want to mention. I don't. Not, a lot of people don't really pay attention to this, but the fact that when Uchiha, right? The cloned Uchiha made by Orochimaru, right, and his children. Logically, Naruto was in Naruto's like ball court on what to do with them, and instead of like exterminating them or doing something with them, he literally sent them to a orphanage so they could live as a that coming off bad, that might sound like a bad thing, but it's a very good thing. It's a very good thing. He literally wanted them to have a good life within the leaf. He literally sent them to go get a family. Like
I think it's wonderful.
Like
I think
I know from just hearing someone say
Rama established ninja school, but Naruto established an orphanage, and I think that's very poetic.
yeah, which from like a also it's really interesting that Kabuto is like the head orphanage. I just really like that. I was like, oh yeah, I feel like what Itachi did to him really changed him. Like I just thought that was a good touch. But like from a surface base, if you hear someone say they sent them all to an orphanage, it may sound bad, but in this case, knowing the context behind it, it's probably that was like a really heartwarming moment for me. Like, these ninjas are literally trained killer cloned kids, and he was like, yep, they deserve a family. And
I mean, Naruto's day, he didn't have an orphanage. This story wouldn't have happened if they had an orphanage.
oh hell yeah, if they just needed one. They just gave a kid a house and said, alright, you're on your own. Like, how the hell did they even get food? Like, that wasn't here. That Hiruzen did barely anything.
I think it's implied that Hiruzen gave him like a monthly allowance or something, but he definitely wasn't properly taken care of.
Yeah.
It's such a disgrace.
Anyway, I think that's kind of it for Naruto's philosophy. I think we all did a pretty good job. And
Everybody except Kamui, yeah.
Yeah, screw you, Conway.
Alright guys, let the team down.
He blew it.
I'm not gonna give up.
If someone get a Kodomatsu-kame, we're gonna do it right this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have anything else to say before we sign out?
It was a pleasure to be here, Crafty. I love talking about this stuff, and hopefully I did Naruto and your channel justice.
No, you did.
Go smash that subscribe and like button. What are you doing?
Yeah,
You made it here.
And Billy.
No, I think that this was a fun and important video to have, and a lot harder to talk about than like a power scaling video.
hell yeah.
A lot less cut and dry. There's a lot more stuff to go over, a lot more tangents to go on.
And
I think that
we probably barely scraped the surface of Naruto philosophy, for being
Oh.
honest.
oh yeah, like it's so extensive that there could be so many videos made on it. And I want to thank Kamui for kind of like coming up with a way to keep this in track with the
Yeah.
scans that he sent us earlier.
Yeah, that was
He did a
really-
very good job
That
with
was,
that.
that was really good. Thank you
It's
for
my
that.
pleasure, guys.
And
It's all for the listeners, you know.
and
We want to support Naruto. We love it, and hopefully you enjoyed this video too.
yeah, thank you. And I really guys hope you did. This was a really good video. I really want to do this. And yeah, and don't forget to join the Discord, brand new Discord server in the link in the description. And also I want to say thank you. About 4 or 5 days ago, I made my 200th special. I asked you guys to give me like 250 to 300 this month. We've already surpassed 300 subscribers. So
Oh,
yeah, just
Let's
thank you.
go.
Thank you for that. Wow, that the 300 specials coming out soon. And yeah, and I think that's also, like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord. It's a lot easier for you guys to recommend stuff to me because I actually have a whole just channel meant for that. And but if you don't want to do that, just recommend down here. I'll get to you as soon as I can. And yeah, I think that's it. You guys said your piece, and that's all. Mr. Crafty and
Billy.
Kamui.
out.
Oh yeah.
Out.